Hi and welcome to Wakai Trees again. In a previous video we showed you some of our germinated 2021 pines where we looked through and selected potential bonsai pines which could make good Marmia showing, Cascades and Niwaki ornamental garden trees. So in this video what we've done is we've selected a few of our germinated 2020 pines, black pines, and there's a nice red pine there as well. So these are 2.5-year-old getting on to 3-year-old, and this is a good example of maybe a possible potential Marmia Shohin bonsai. Still very much in the raw material, and just like you mentioned again, we're not bonsai experts, but what we do is we do grow pines in the early years, and we can grow them quite fast, ready for you to take on and style into the type of tree that you want. So this particular bonsai will make a good bonsai, and you can see it's got quite a lot of low branches. It's got a short trunk, quite a fat trunk, which we will wire in another video, and lots of branches, probably too many, so some of these maybe want cutting out later on. A nice strong trunk there and some more branches, and eventually the next branch can become the sacrificial branch, which over a few years can be cut off, but we'll use this to thicken this trunk up a lot more. So that's quite a nice potential possible bonsai tree in the next few years. Here is a red Japanese red pine, and already it's showing the characteristics of its red bark. Again, potential bonsai, a Marmia or a Shohin. Nice short trunk, quite nice fat developed trunk. We've actually already wired this trunk, which we'll show in another video, and again it's got lots of small branches which will start pinching these in the spring, early summer, and wire these as well. This can be a sacrificial branch, or it's already got branches up here. So there's lots of what we'll do with this particular tree. So this is a Japanese red pine. Here's a little different example of a black pine, small trunk, low branches, but then it's got another branch here that can be wired. I think we've already nipped out the center of this one to create like a small crown, so that can be wired, and that can have a head or a nice crown of a for this particular tree. So it's something slightly different. And here's another example of a black pine, again low trunk, quite low branches, a few branches here, and a crown. We've nipped this one out, and what we'll do is we'll create a nice crown head, maybe leave that one as a sacrificial branch to keep strengthening this trunk. So this one can be, actually this one you could still grow into a nice Niwaki tree if you wanted to. So Niwaki trees, for example, here's a one here. Again, see the difference, germinate at the same time, but this one's decided to grow a lot larger, taller than the potential bonsai ones. And you can see what we've done here. We've already put a little bit of movement in this tree already, but we've took out some of the branches and just left the branch, and we'll wire them as well. We'll wire these. We've also taken off some of the needles as well. And for an example, to make sure you don't get what you call a nasty knuckle here and here, what we normally do is we normally take off all the needles around where the branches are in the crown. So this is a good tip, and this just stops the knuckle, as I call it, swelling. You can pull them off by hand, or you can cut them off with pair scissors. Depends what I've got, I'll do both. But if you get your tree, and we haven't done this yet, we normally do it with most of our trees once they get to towards 2 to 3 years old. You can see what we've done there, and that just stops that nasty knuckle bulging form. It's stopping putting the energy in this area. And we'll do that to most of all our trees. So that's a nice example of a Niwaki tree. Here's another one we've done again one branch which will wire out, that'll be in another video, and again in that one there, then another one will form there, and again we'll take all these needles off this crown as well. I think I've got one more as an example. Here's another one again. We've just left one branch, and the same again, this one's got quite a lot of candles, so what we'll do is we'll probably just take a couple of these candles off and leave one more branch on there, and we'll take those needles off that crown. Just stops it from getting a bulge, a bulbous, so we're just stopping the energy going there. And what we'll do is we'll probably branch there, we'll probably just take off that bud there, and we'll take off that bud there, and we'll take off that bud there. So what I've done is bud there, branch there, and then we'll bend that one down there later on in the summer. So that's a nice example. Cascades, we showed you a cascade. Here's a cascade. So this is a year on from the one that we showed you in the previous video. It's got quite nice buds here, branches. We've already previously wired this to thicken up the trunk, which we'll show you in another video. It's got a nice branch there, and what we'll do is we'll probably continue wiring this one as well down a little bit more, and let the buds and the branches form on the end and maybe form a crown. So you can do all sorts with these. Here's another example of a one that we've got. Again, this one hasn't really got any buds here, branches here, but it's got two nice branches here, which when the candles start to move in the spring, we'll probably nip them out just to keep the branches short and create some back budding as well. So just an example of a cascade. So that's a few examples of what we can do when they're a year older. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe.